Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out. You know what I did want to mention? I can't believe I've had somebody fly under the radar this much for me. It's a good example, though, of like when people tell me to check out a band or an artist, I'm like, yeah, I just poo-poo it. Because I'm like, I don't want you to be exposed to new things, having it forced down my throat. I need to be exposed to it organically, which is totally stupid. And one of the reasons I do the Rock and Roll Roundtable podcast, most of that on Patreon, obviously the audio on Spotify, new season of that coming soon, by the way. But that's one reason why I started doing the Rock and Roll Roundtable, opening Rock and Roll minds. And one of the reasons I'm doing the Rock Radar on Patreon. And I wanted to mention that again. Patreon.com/we3smiths. That is the only place where you can request a band, your favorite band that nobody's ever heard of. Give them some love. So patrons, you get give me 2 songs from your favorite band that nobody's heard of. I listen to one. If I like it, I listen to another one. Smitty's Rock Radar, mainly on Patreon. Patreon, that's how you get the request, and reaction videos go up on the YouTube channel. So, patreon.com/we3smiths. The Rock Radar. I'll be doing a new one of those, or the first one, pretty soon. Patron Heidi, silver-haired fox, threw them out. Like, I knew that she was going to be like, boom, here's my cards. Lay them down. And then again, Smitty's, it's just Smitty's everything. Shut the fuck up. The Rock and Roll Roundtable. New season's coming back soon with December and Michael Stevens. We're going to have guest reviewers for that, so looking forward to that. I don't know how I've been so behind this fucking Billy Strings curve. This is one of those things where I've had people mention it to me throughout the years. I worked with local music forever, you know, worked in local music, presented local music on the radio show, was pretty up to date on the scene in the northern Michigan region. And I don't know how local Billy Strings is. I think he's from Lansing. I think he might have spent time in Traverse City. I could be wrong. But I heard the name Billy Strings for years. And never listened to it. Never checked it out. Heard it. Keep seeing it more frequently. Finally, I think it was my Facebook friend Holly or Molly. I can't remember. There's a Holly and Molly there. I think it was Molly. Posted viral. That probably has to be the first viral thing that Billy Strings did. It could be. I could be wrong. But I know nothing about Billy Strings other than fucking what I saw, the Dust in the Baggie viral video where he's on this couch at this house party in Traverse City, I think, and there's just some fucking dude standing there all fucking high as fuck with a cigarette watching him jam out, and you're just like, this is amazing. This is the most insanely picking bluegrass thing, one of the best picking performances I've ever seen in my life. And the song was awesome too, Dust in the Baggie. I'm like, God, this is fucking incredible. I was mesmerized the whole time. Then I went down this rabbit hole a little bit, not a lot. I'm going to get more into it soon. I'm going to do a fucking fun weed day workouts run to Billy Strings too. I bet it's perfect. And there's so I go down a little bit the Billy Strings rabbit hole, and holy fuck, man, this guy is prolific. Already played on like the Grand, how was he, 27, 29, something like that. Played at the Grand Ole Opry. I caught an entire performance at Red Rocks online, listened to an entire album, and it's just like, man, it's like this fucking old school bluegrass country meets like prog metal arrangements. You know, there was a fucking 9-minute songs, there's way longer songs, just cool changes, tempo changes, structures, layers. It's pretty fucking rad, man. I'm like, man, I really need to go down the Billy Strings rabbit hole, because I've started to go down the country rabbit hole late in the last couple of years. So finding a lot more stuff that I like, but you find people occasionally that you're like, this person is not just a genre. Like, it's not just bluegrass. That dude is doing so many fucking cool things on guitar, and like, the band that I saw was awesome too. Man, Billy Strings. I feel like that's the next great rock and roll star. Could be the next great rock and roll star, Billy Strings, because it's totally rock and roll. Like I said, it's bluegrass, but it's totally rock and roll. I love it. I think that guy heard that. I could be wrong. I think I heard that guy. And if somebody knows, throw it in the comment section. I think he was in a death metal band before. I think he was in a death metal band before he started. I had heard that he was in a death metal band around the Traverse City area, and that's just where the fucking local rumor mill. Before he went into what you call it, country and bluegrass. But man, fucking Billy Strings, man. What the hell? Everything.